Welcome to Box Recaps. Today I'm going to explain the movie Meg 2: The Trench, released in 2023. The movie starts and we are shown a few scenes from the times when dinosaurs and many other humongous creatures used to rule the world. The bigger animals used to prey on the smaller ones, and this is how their lives went on. Amongst all these giant creatures, there used to live a gigantic creature known as Megalodon. She used to be the biggest of the whole lot, and in the first part of Meg, it came to light that the creature called Meg is still pretty much alive, and their kind now lives in the depths of the sea near the Mariana Trench. The scene changes back to the present, and it is 5 years since the events of the last movie. We see Jonas on a cargo ship, where he's trying to get some evidence of the illegal activities going on there. The crew on the cargo ship has been throwing some radioactive stuff in the sea, and that is poisonous for the creatures of the sea. While Jonas is taking pictures of the men, they are caught in the act, and he makes sure to record everything on his camera. But he ends up getting spotted, and they go on to attack him right away. He barely manages to make it out of there alive by jumping off the ship just in time. The men on the ship think that Jonas is not going to be able to make it to the shore, because they're around 300 kilometers away. They think that he's going to drown there. But this is when Mac and Regis show up on a helicopter and take him away. These three then make their way to an event in China, which is taking place at an oceanic institute. A man named Zhu Ming is called up on the stage, and he's now the head of the company. It is revealed that they have captured a Meg named Haiki. It is discovered as a pup and trained by Zhu Ming in a reserve in Hainan. Recently, Haiki has been acting erratically, leading to Taylor being concerned despite Zhu Ming's enthusiasm. Zhu Ming goes on to enter the water cage where Haiki has been kept. The others are concerned about his safety, but he assures everyone that he has a great bond with the deadly creature. But it does not really turn out to be the case. The creature tries to attack him. He's barely able to make it out of the cage alive. The team then make their way to Mana 1 as they're getting prepared for another mission. They, however, have no idea that Haiki has escaped captivity, and the intelligent creature has even managed to follow them all to Mana 1. The team gets on submarines, called Dive 1 and Dive 2, but Mac decides to stay behind, as he's going to guide the whole team. They are going deep into the trench, and Jonas is shocked to realize that the 14-year-old Mei Ying has gotten aboard without any adult's permission. Jonas tells the girl that she does not have a suit, so she's going back. But Mei Ying surprises them with a diving suit she had secretly packed before sneaking onto the sub. As they go on, the alarms go off, signaling that a Meg has been detected. Jonas is shocked to learn that Haiki has managed to escape captivity, and the monstrous creature is now out in the open. They now decide to gain some distance between the Meg and their subs, so they go deeper into the sea, only to realize that they have crossed the thermocline layer. They try to send her away. Haiki is a female Meg, and these men are shocked to realize that the mating season for the Meg is here, so Haiki attracts many other male Megs. Two much larger Megs, a massive alpha male and a slightly smaller beta male, appear and mate with Haiki. As they keep going deeper into the ocean, they detect a station. They go near the station and realize that there's another sub too. We then see a guy named Montez in the other sub, and it is revealed that they are illegally mining to look for any valuables they can get their hands on. Montez sees the other two subs coming towards him, and he does not want to get caught in the act, so he attacks them with heavy explosives to scare them off. We learn that Montez has a vendetta against Taylor for his imprisonment some time before. Montez's crew has been hired by Driscoll to covertly use the Mana 1's access to the trench to farm rare earth minerals that could earn them billions. Montez kills his crew in an explosion to cover up their activities, which causes a rupture in the trench and grounds both Taylor and Zhu Ming's ships. Their subs now lose contact with Mac, and he decides to send a rescue sub to make sure they are alive. Regis goes on to repair the system in Dive 1, and a guy named DJ tells Mac about what just happened. Mac goes on to tell them that he has lost contact with Dive 2, so this team now decides to look for Dive 2. They go on to wear their exosuits. Jonas and the others from the Dive 1 get out, but Jonas is soon grabbed by someone from behind, and as he turns to attack, he realizes that it is Ju-Ming in his exosuit. All of them then decide to go back to the underwater station without the subs. In the meantime, Mac tells DJ that there must be a mole amongst them who has allowed the illegal mining, and they have sabotaged their subs too. Back in the sea, the team is moving towards the station in their suits, when Lance is attacked, and the unknown creature takes him away before the others are able to even notice. A girl named Sal is on the team, and she cannot stop crying over Lance's death. This is when Ju-Ming and Jonas notice that there are many giant creatures advancing towards them, so they start running for their lives. The creatures are too many and too fast. They get to the team before they are able to reach the underwater station. This is when a female member is attacked, but Ju-Ming scares the creature away by lighting a huge bulb. However, it does not turn out to be good, as this light attracts the Megs. The girl named Sal is consumed by a Meg, but the rest of the team makes it to the station. But Curtis's costume explodes, and he also dies. They get to the station and explore. They find many valuable minerals found by the miners, and Mei Ying turns on the computer at the station to let Mana 1 know about their location. She gets in touch with Jess, who's at Mana 1, and she tells them that they're going to have to get their hands on the escape pods, because subs are not going to work. Jess tells them that they're going to find escape pods in the emergency chambers on this station, so all of them go there. Ju-Ming then finds some exosuits in there, and he's shocked because he never gave those suits to anyone else except the Mana 1 team. They enter the chamber, but are locked inside because Jess closes the gate. Jess is revealed to be the mole, and she offers Jonas to join her, but Jonas of course says no. Jess then asks Regis to kill Jonas or all of them are going to die. Jonas tells Regis to shoot him for everyone's sake, but she does not do it. Jess then shoots the 2 escape pods away, and the whole team is now trapped inside the station. Mac and DJ, in the meantime, also learn that Jess is the mole. This is when Ju-Ming gets in touch with a wealthy financier, Hillary Driscoll. She has been funding Mana 1, but it is revealed that Jess is actually working for her, and Driscoll tells Jess to kill Sal, Ju-Ming, Mei Ying, and Jonas right away. They are now trapped inside the station. Jess opens the huge water flaps, and the station starts getting filled. They can now feel the death staring at them, but Jonas says that he can go out without the pods. Regis tells him that if he's able to block his nose, he might be able to survive the pressure of the water. He does just that, and gets out to unlock, but goes almost unconscious. Montez grabs him and tells him that he is the one whom Jonas got arrested many years ago. Jonas goes on to beat the crap out of Montez, and opens the door to the chambers, saving 3 lives. They quickly get out of there using a buoy. Ju-Ming turns on all the lights in the station to attract the Megs. They start destroying the station as these 4 leave. Montez wears an exosuit and gets out of the station just in time. The team notices a hole in the thermocline layer, but Ju-Ming says that the hole will be blocked in an hour. As they pass through the layer, a huge octopus follows them through the hole. When they get to Mana 1, they see some mercenaries inside the station. These 4 quietly get inside the station. The scene changes to DJ and Mac walking inside the station. 2 men tell them to stop at gunpoint, but DJ finishes them off in the blink of an eye. In the meantime, the other mercenaries get there, and DJ cannot fight them all, so these 2 jump off the station and manage to hide on the deck. DJ tells Mac that they're gonna sneak back inside to kill these mercenaries. He takes out his gun and tries to sneak back inside, but the mercenaries are waiting for them with big guns. As they are about to be shot dead, Jonas gets there and saves their lives. Jess is still there, and Montez finally meets her. He tells her that Jonas is also there, so she tells him to kill Jonas as soon as possible. This is when they get to know that 3 Megs have passed through the hole in the layer, and they're now approaching Mana 1. This is when Jess tells Driscoll that Mana 1 is Meg-proof, so she should not worry about these creatures at all. Jess says that Meg cannot break through the glass used to make the walls of this station. But this is exactly when one huge Meg breaks through the glass and Jess is eaten alive. Montez barely manages to close the door of that cabin so that the station does not get filled with water. Jonas and his team in the time get on a boat, but they do not start the engine. They start going away from the station by using oars. This is when the mercenaries see them and they too get on a boat. They make the mistake of starting the engine, which attracts the huge Meg, and it goes on to devour their whole boat. This is when Jonas starts his engine and they speed away. He makes a very deadly spear on the boat with a bomb attached to it. They make their way to the nearest island called Fun Island, but we see 2 helicopters landing on Fun Island. They are revealed to be Driscoll and her goons, who plan on killing Jonas and his team should they make it to the island alive. When Jonas and his team get to the beach, they see many people swimming there. There are boys, women, kids, whole families having fun at the beach. Jonas and his team shout at the top of their lungs, telling everyone to get away from the beach. Montez and his team are hiding behind the trees when they are attacked by huge snappers. They start shooting the lizards, and when the people on the beach hear the gunshots, the situation turns chaotic as everyone starts running here and there. Some of them even start getting nearer the sea. Jonas tells Mei Ying to sit in the lifeguard tower, where she's going to be safe, and this is when the 3 giant Megs get there and attack a boat. Driscoll is dragged away by a snapper, while Jonas gets on a jet ski with his bombed spear and tries to attract the attention of the Megs. His plan works. He is now being chased by the monsters. He manages to scare off one of the Megs with huge explosions and kills the other. This is when Ju-Ming and Mac get inside a warehouse to make a new weapon, but Driscoll's men capture them at gunpoint. DJ and Regis are also chased by the snappers, but they make it to the warehouse too. They too are taken at gunpoint by the goons. Ju-Ming, however, smartly opens the door to the warehouse, which allows the snappers to get inside, and they start feeding on the goons. These 4, however, manage to get out of there, and when they catch their breath, DJ calls for help, while Ju-Ming and Mac go away to steal Driscoll's helicopter. Ju-Ming distracts the snappers, while Mac gets on the helicopter. Ju-Ming manages to attack one of the snappers. He bravely runs towards the helicopter, but Mac tells him that there's no fuel in this thing. Ju-Ming spots a fuel barrel, so he attaches the pipe to the fuel tank of the helicopter despite being chased by the snappers. Ju-Ming manages to get on the helicopter after refueling. Mac starts the engine and the helicopter starts going up when the fuel pipe is still attached to the tank. Ju-Ming bravely jumps out and takes out the pipe. He is, however, attacked by the snappers. He tries to jump on the helicopter, and this is when Mac tries to shoot the snappers with a flare gun. It causes a huge explosion because of the fuel station. All the snappers are dead, but Ju-Ming makes it inside the helicopter. In the meantime, a huge octopus attacks people on the beach. On the other hand, Jonas is about to attack the 3rd Meg, which is the Alpha. However, he himself is attacked by Montez, and these 2 now start sailing towards the beach. The 2 battle before Taylor knocks Montez into another Meg to be consumed. Ju-Ming creates a bomb out of fertilizer, and he also makes his way toward the beach, where Mei Ying is now trying to help people get away. The octopus takes down the helicopter, and Ju-Ming injures it with his bomb, attracting Hai-Ki, who proceeds to kill the beast. As Ju-Ming swims towards the wreckage to save Mac, Taylor picks up one of the helicopter's rotors and uses it to fatally impale the Alpha Meg through the head. Hai-Ki heads towards Taylor, Ju-Ming, and Mac, but Ju-Ming uses his training signals to divert her attention. Hai-Ki redirects her attention to a pod of dolphins swimming away. Making their way to the beach, Ju-Ming reasons that Hai-Ki escaped captivity because it was mating season, and discusses the possibility she is pregnant. Taylor decides that it is better not to think about it, and the group celebrates their survival. And with that, the movie comes to an end.